Did you know that AI's been around since the 1950s?
I did. When I asked AI a fun fact about AI, they said, it said... Hey, it's Kathleen.
And this is Catherine Ann.
And welcome to TPO Explains, where we provide news context for normal people. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we summarize the headlines, but when we're writing about these topics, there's no chance that we're going to understand everything. So on Saturdays, we take a semi-deep dive, a shallow dive, into one topic that we didn't understand from the week, and we bring you along with us. But this week, we were given a challenge. So, if you're listening to this, which I don't know how else I'd be talking to if you weren't listening to this. If you're listening to this or watching this, and you haven't yet decided to take the plunge with us and subscribe, please subscribe, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, if we can get 1,000 new subscribers by next week, I guess this is more a challenge for y'all than us. Our founder, Jason, will come on the podcast with us and he'll answer 3 questions chosen by you. So you can ask him whatever you want. A little bit about Jason. He is a self-proclaimed quitter, which makes me feel really good about my job security. And he's been, I'm just kidding. And he's been known to keep photos of himself pulled up on his computer for motivation. We do have receipts for that.
We do.
We can put it up on the screen. And then as a bonus, if we get 2,000 subscribers, then our head of business and interim social media coordinator, Nate, if you haven't seen him go live on Instagram, you're missing out. Nate will also come on the podcast and he can answer questions too. So Nate is one of those people, I don't want to be derogatory about it, but he's just like one of those people, you know, the type that actually likes to run.
We know them.
Or at least he claims he does. He says he has a high engagement rate, but when you only have
I hear he's kind of an influencer on LinkedIn. Yeah. He says that about himself.
A LinkedIn influencer, he calls himself. But anyway, so if you have questions for Jason or Nate, or if you just want to grill them, then go ahead and subscribe and comment your questions, and hopefully we can have them join us next week. Okay, KA. So KA writes our explainers, and she's going to read through our newsletter for today, which is on AI models.
AI models, yeah.
Not like fashion models for hire that were generated by AI, which we have learned is also a thing, but just like the different types of AI chat bot that you might see out there. So figuring out what it means whenever we're reporting about this model does this and this model is capable of this. So she's going to read through our newsletter for today, so feel free to follow along with your eyes or just your ears.
Yeah, let's get into it. So when we're talking about AI models, isn't saying like OpenAI's model just a longer way to say ChatGPT? The short answer is no. Names like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini all refer to a family or a lineup of several more specific AI models. So think of it like this. OpenAI is the company, ChatGPT is the product line of AIs, and GPT 5.6 Luna is a specific model. It's similar to how Apple is the company, iPhone is the product line, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max is a specific model. So, what's the point for them to have a bunch of AI models? Simply put, it's because a high school student and a computer scientist are going to be doing very different things with AI. AI models are usually split up into 3 tiers based on their capabilities. The lowest tier, that's the light models, are the cheapest. They're the most stripped back versions. They're designed to make grocery lists and tell you how close you are to an In-N-Out. So think OpenAI's Luna, Claude's Haiku, and Gemini's Flash. Then in the middle, the balanced tier models are used for more typical workflow, like summarizing notes for the meeting that you didn't attend, or writing an email that strikes a polite but direct tone to Jason asking, please don't quit on me, and simple coding. So think OpenAI's Terra, Claude's Sonnet, or Gemini Pro. And then the top tier, the flagship tiers, are the big kahunas. They cost many dollars. and have the best-in-class coding, solve complex mathematical problems, and do deep analysis. So think OpenAI's Soul, Claude's Fable, or Gemini DeepThink. Some companies have models in between these tiers. This is just the highlight reel. So, and the flagship models are usually the ones stirring up drama because with great power comes great responsibility and lots of cybersecurity concerns.
And I heard, so flagship is, some of them refer to the flagship models as frontier tier.
Yes.
And maybe they decided to name it something else because saying frontier tier just sounds like my AI's glitching. but there's a tier, so the flagship tier is the frontier tier, and thought behind it being like, this is going where no AI model has gone before. So that's why the ones are stirring up the controversy, because they're pushing the envelope on what we're used to and aware of AI being able to do.
Yes, for sure. So when we think about pushing the envelope, we all wonder, how can an AI model, quote, go rogue? So this is where the AI conversation starts to feel a little bit like a sci-fi novel. An AI model is considered rogue when it acts without a human's prompting. This might be on your mind because an OpenAI model recently, in the middle of a test, decided the fastest way to ace the exam was to cheat, and it hacked into another company instead of doing the work itself. Researchers are betting that as AI develops, this probably won't be the last time something like this happens, so just stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right, so there it is, AI models. I thought the Apple illustration made a lot of sense to me.
I'm glad.
So
I figured we needed something there to help.
Yeah, there's something to anchor it. We did use technology to describe technology, so we're back to that loop, but that's okay.
That's a good point.
I think that we know what we know, you know?
Hey, it's Emily. With 3 kiddos to run all over Kingdom Come, I keep filling up my gas tank. And with gas prices doing that thing again, that's not exactly a fun task. Until I break out Upside. Checking Upside has basically become my pre-gas ritual. Before I fill up, I open the app, see what offers are near me, claim one, and earn cash back. And it's the same when getting groceries or Friday night pizza. With Upside's more than 100,000 participating locations, I've always got a money-earning option. And my favorite thing is that I can stack the cash back I earn on Upside with my credit card rewards and grocery loyalty points. Necessary spending has become a lot more satisfying. Upside has given back $1 billion to its users. To find out how much you could earn, download the free Upside app and use promo code TPO to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using promo code TPO.
Okay, so was there something you wanted to write about that didn't get included?
Yeah, there was something. I had a paragraph on this. I don't know how interesting it is, but I thought it was helpful. A lot of the models that we think about when we think about AI, we're thinking about getting into Claude and typing something or ChatGPT. Those are called large language models or LLMs. And those are just models that are trained on text to be able to understand human language and then predict the most plausible next response. Then there are other types of AI. There's like, if it's a design AI, it's not an LLM, or if it's an AI that you speak to and it speaks back to you, it's not an LLM. But the ones we're talking about here are large language models. So there's an extra fact for you.
Interesting. What about, are there any other fun facts you came across?
AI's been around since the 1950s.
Okay, I saw that the term was like coined in the 50s.
Well, it was a guy named Alan Turing who asked the question, can machines think? In 1950. And then I think how it went is he wrote down a program for chess that could play, like a computer that could play chess itself and predict the next moves, the right next moves. And that was one of our
I've never really
first
thought
instances.
about playing a computer game being AI, but it totally is.
Oh, 100%.
Like if you're playing the computer's thinking, and that's artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Another fun fact, 77% of devices use AI. Most people,
Wow.
like, more often than you think, you're engaged with AI.
Was there like a surprising device on the list? Did you see?
I didn't see a list of devices. It was just saying.
I'd be interested to know. Like, is my microwave using AI? It's
Oh.
not, probably. But I did about microwaves. So, one of my fun facts is a single chatbot reply uses about the same energy as a microwave running for 10 seconds.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
didn't know
So,
that.
I mean, in the list of like facts, it was like, so this debunks the theory about it being a major energy drain. And I don't know if it really does in my head. Like, maybe
No.
10 seconds isn't that long, but it also still seems like, wow, that's still like,
Well, I'm also I'm using my microwave for like 2 minutes twice a day as opposed to like
Right.
10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds all day.
So it like gave some context to it, but I don't know that it really debunked anything for me.
Yeah.
Okay. The funnest fact, the most interesting things that I saw was about like the AI model's name. And this isn't the same for like all companies. So what would you said Apple's the company. Mm-hmm. All right. So not all companies name their models in such a way. But for example, Claude, when you look at like Haiku, Sonnet, Opus, and then moving down to Fable and Mythos, that's telling you like the degree to which it's capable. So Haiku would be the smallest, and so it's all like writing. So Haiku would be the smallest, and then a sonnet would be a little bit bigger, and then Opus is a large work. But
Oh.
then Mythos and Fable, right? I thought that was so cool.
Okay. I was like,
then-
this is just a fun name.
No, it's following an order of like size of writing,
Cool.
whatever. But then they broke the mold. So hold on to that
Well,
novelty
you run out of options at some
Right.
point.
I know. So I looked up. I was like, "What is an opus?" And it's like it means a large work. So I don't really know where you go from there. An Odyssey, but whatever. So anyway, Fable and Mythos are supposed to be like these big, frontier works. So that's why they were named that. So anyway, and then Claude was named after a mathematician, Claude Shannon, who founded information theory. And then just like figuring out Gemini was named, Gemini is twins, and it was named because Google's two AI teams merged into one to make this. So it's like, I don't know, it was interesting to think through. Llama is Meta's
Oh, is it?
AI, I guess, and large language model, Meta AI, Llama.
Huh.
So, I don't know. It was kind of neat to look into like where the names came from. Now that I know how to decode, like, okay, Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Claude is the family. That's whose lab made it. 3.5 is the version. It's a half step newer than 3. Sonnet is the size. It's the mid tier. So, yeah.
That's cool. That's a very fun fact.
I thought so too. I'm glad you agree. Okay, on a scale of neat, like you just felt about my fun facts, to I'm mildly panicked, where does talking about AI going rogue leave you?
I think the temptation is to feel mildly panicked and to start thinking about all the most dystopian, like worst case scenarios that we can think about. But at the end of the day, the Lord is still in control, and
Yeah.
He has allowed us to get this far with our technology. And I read in a book recently on technology, the writer was talking about how, like, we have no idea how many things the Lord has already blocked us from doing with our tech that would have destroyed us. And He won't
that's
allow
interesting.
anything. He won't allow anything to happen that's not in His plan.
Yeah. Interesting. What about the Christian perspective? Probably on those same
Yeah, it's
lines.
along those similar lines. That's what I was thinking about when I was thinking through, this topic and where we're tempted to go. Because it's easy to think about the sovereignty of God and something like AI going rogue as like separate things. But the reality is God is ruler over every inventor and every invention. Guardrails imposed by men are always going to fail. Well, not always, but they will fail. But God's never will. And He won't allow anything to be created or happen that messes up His great plans and purposes. The future of AI is uncertain to us, but not to God, and we can trust Him. And I was thinking about Isaiah 54, verses 16 through 17, which say, Look, I have created the craftsman who blows on the charcoal fire and produces a weapon suitable for its task. And I have created the destroyer to cause havoc. No weapon formed against you will succeed, and you will refute any accusation raised against you in court. This is the heritage of the Lord's servants, and their vindication is from me. I think that's helpful to remember when we're tempted to get all panicked about these things. The Lord's still in control.
Definitely. Well, thank you. Before we go, let's take a moment for prayer, and we'll pray a prayer for when artificial intelligence is in the news. All-powerful God, from your mind comes all that we can see and know. We can't touch, taste, contemplate, or create anything that wasn't first spoken into blessed existence by your loving word or sustained by your holy wisdom. Of all that you made, you crowned us with the glory of your image, to imitate you in creating and tending and innovating. We marvel at the ways these tools have offered genuine repair to your ruptured world. But, oh God, protect us. When AI allures us with unnatural efficiency, help us remember you chose an old man and his barren wife to start a nation in a foreign land. When AI tempts with breathtaking speed and frictionless power, help us remember you have always formed us slowly, through the fire and the wilderness and the desert. When AI promises abundance without relationship, help us to remember you came and dwelt with us. Amen.
Amen. And if you want to be guided in prayer over the week's headlines, you can sign up with the link in the show notes, and the pour over will text you our new 5-minute audio devotionals. You can also text PRAY to 71989, 71989. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and subscribe. You can find all of our past explainers and our Monday, Wednesday, Friday news summaries on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. So, till next time.
Bye.